They say behind every great man there stands a great woman, but it would be fair to say behind the Queen's flawless, record-breaking reign there stood Prince Philip. The couple's marriage endured well into its 8th decade, and while it might be easy to marginalise Prince Philip's role simply because he was always there, his contribution to both Queen and country should not be underestimated.
First to declare himself is her own husband, Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Rising, he kisses the Queen's cheek and touches the Queen's crown in token of his readiness to help her bear its burden.
Together, the couple set numerous records. In 2007, Elizabeth became the first British monarch to celebrate a diamond wedding anniversary. She's since added a platinum. Though her husband spent much of his public life walking one step behind his wife, theirs was a happy union, and the nation was fortunate the Queen chose a consort whose devotion to service equalled her own. Princess Elizabeth first met Prince Philip of Greece and Denmark when she was only 8. She was serving as a bridesmaid at the wedding of her uncle, the Duke of Kent, to Princess Marina at Westminster Abbey. Philip was a guest at the service. 5 years later, in July 1939, Elizabeth and her sister Margaret accompanied their parents on a visit to the Royal Naval College, Dartmouth. Philip, by then an 18-year-old, blonde-haired, blue-eyed midshipman, was charged with keeping the King's daughters entertained while their parents toured the grounds. From the moment she saw him, Elizabeth was smitten. In 1940, with war underway, Philip joined HMS Ramillies in Colombo. He spent 6 months serving with the Royal Navy in the Indian Ocean. Throughout his time at sea, Elizabeth kept his photo on her dressing table, and the couple's courtship flourished through letters. In 1946, Philip asked the King for Elizabeth's hand in marriage. Though her parents thought their prospective son-in-law rather unpolished, there was no denying how happy he made their daughter. The King gave his consent, but only on the condition the news would not be made public until after Elizabeth's 21st birthday.
Royal family and Princess Elizabeth's fiancé have permitted these special film studies to be made in response to the rapidly mounting worldwide interest in the forthcoming royal wedding.
On November 20th, 1947, Elizabeth and Philip were married at Westminster Abbey. Prior to the wedding, Philip renounced his Greek and Danish royal titles as well as his allegiance to the Greek crown. He became a naturalised British citizen and adopted the surname Mountbatten from his maternal grandparents. Philip's sacrifices on behalf of the crown were plentiful. He gave up an impressive naval career and was forced to accept that his children would not bear his name. Often characterised by his outspoken style, Philip's approach perhaps complemented his wife's more reserved nature.
I think that the main lesson that we've learned is that tolerance is the one essential ingredient of any happy marriage. And you can take it from me that the Queen has the quality of tolerance and abundance.
Many have attributed the Queen's success to her husband's steadfast support. Though his commitment to his wife was unfailing, in 2012 the nation realised, perhaps for the first time, that he wasn't invincible. After braving the extreme weather and biting cold during the river pageant held in honour of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, Philip was hospitalised with a bladder infection. Only halfway through the weekend's festivities, the Queen was forced to continue without her husband by her side. The weekend's events concluded with a service of thanksgiving at St Paul's Cathedral. As she arrived for the service to chants of God Save the Queen, she cut a solitary figure as she ascended the cathedral's steep steps and walked the imposing aisle alone. It was a jarring sight, and one the British public wasn't quite ready to accept. After making a full recovery, Philip returned to royal duties and kept up a full schedule until his retirement in 2017 at the age of 95.
A rock-solid partnership that has stood the test of time. Out of the public eye, perhaps, but still as much as ever, the sounding board for our Queen.
In 1997, the Queen and Prince Philip celebrated their golden wedding anniversary. In a speech given at the time, the Queen expressed her deep gratitude to her husband for his service to her and the country.
He is someone who doesn't take easily to compliments, but he has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years. And I and his whole family, and this and many other countries, owe him a debt greater than he would ever claim, or we shall ever know.
More than 2 decades on, the nation's debt of gratitude knows no bounds.